Welcome to the morning meeting with Sarah and Jess.
Where the tea is hot, the wine is chilled, and no topic is off limits. Pull up a chair and join us. There is room for all of you here.
We won't limit seating, we'll just build a bigger table. Let's begin today's meeting. Hi, Jess. How are you doing?
I can't believe this is episode 1 of the morning meeting.
Welcome to the morning meeting. It's official.
I'm feeling really excited.
Doesn't it feel so good
nervous.
to say that?
I'm anxious. I'm feeling all the feels.
That's good. Feel the feels.
It's really good.
It's good energy. We're going to bring it. We're going to use it to our advantage here. So welcome to episode 1 of the morning meeting, which is never recorded in the morning, by the way. But you are welcome to listen to it whenever you can, wherever you are. The agenda for this meeting and for every meeting moving forward, probably more of a placeholder. Jessica and I have never stayed on track in a conversation since 2015. We certainly won't start doing that now, but we'll do our best. Here we go.
We just have a lot of good things to say.
We do. And we jump off one another so quickly. We usually bring it back around to where the conversation started by the end, but it takes us a little bit to get there.
We're like little squirrels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The squirrels.
It works for us.
Definitely. So what is the morning meeting? Why are we doing this? Where did the idea come from? What made us want to do this? The long and the short of it is we were extremely jealous of our husband's hobbies. And we wanted one of our own.
Oh, very, very resentful even. I would use that word.
In the summer for sure. We wanted a hobby and we weren't really willing to go too far outside of our houses to get one. So we had to make do with what we could do. And so many times in our own conversations, we would say, other women, we need to be recording this. This could be a podcast. And we would laugh about it. And then one day it was like, well, wait, maybe this could be a podcast. So here we are. We decided to do it. We got a hobby.
You'll let us know if it's a thing.
That's right. And leave it to us to pick a hobby that requires an immense amount of work to get started. And
classic
a big learning curve. But here we are. Anyway, so this is just a place where we can chat with each other and others about the messy and memorable moments in life, striving to normalize rarely talked about experiences, creating space for all kinds. And we mean that.
Amen to that.
Yeah, Jessica and I are mothers, we're wives, we're women, we're professionals, entrepreneurs, both of us newly entrepreneurs. It almost feels a little funny saying that, Jessica. I don't know.
I know.
We are educators, friends, sisters, daughters, etc. We wear many hats, and with all of these roles comes a whole whack of varying experiences that make life wild and wonderful, messy and memorable. And as we navigate through all of these relationships, we usually lean on one another.
That's right. It was, from these conversations and sharing all of, our experiences, venting, that we realized there has to be other women out there that are wondering these things. Is this normal?
There is, right?
So we thought, please tell us we're not, are we weird?
No, we're not alone. We can't be alone in that.
We can't be. So we wanted to invite you all to the table. And listen, we don't always get it right. And, navigating through womanhood, parenthood, sisterhood, motherhood, it's not easy. It's not an easy task. But we look forward to creating a space for our shared experiences, normalizing rarely talked about occurrences, learning from one another, and having some laughs along the way.
Too many.
I think that's the biggest thing that I won't speak for you, but I have learned so much from you just from our friendship. And I can only imagine what others are going to learn. So that excites me.
I feel the same way, Jessica. I think I learn from you every day in our conversations. And we laugh I don't know if I laugh at anyone more than I laugh at you. And I mean that with love. No, I don't laugh at you. I laugh with you. No, I definitely echo that sentiment. I think I learn from you all of the time. Just imagine our husbands. They must just be learning every day, those two.
We have a lot of fun together. And, our goal is that you will have fun too. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about.
Right.
Just, some fun. We all want to learn, but we want to have fun too.
That's right.
So Sarah and I are both in our 30s, and we often look back on our 20s
And think, WTF.
My head is down. I'm like, I'm hiding. What we wish we knew then, what we still don't know now. No topic is off limits. And we really, truly mean that. We look forward to chatting with lots of different guests who are experts in our communities, friends of ours, friends of yours. We're just really looking to have lots of fun. And the more people we can chat with, the more we're going to learn. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's right. And learning from people and inviting guests on, some who we know well, some who we don't know at all, some who are doing work that we're familiar with, some that are doing work or are interested in things that we have no idea about. That's what's exciting. It's just not...
That makes me so excited just even thinking about that.
Me too. Like, it's not about getting people on or inviting people around our table who have similar voices to us. I mean, they're welcome as well, but really it's just to amplify everyone's and learn from one another's and learn how to listen to each other's. And
you know what? I was just going to bring that up and you just nailed it. Listening.
Yes.
You posted something on your Speech Made Right SMR communication page, and it said, what are your goals for communication in 2021? And I said, I feel like in 2021, we all just need to be better listeners. Yeah. And so that is what I want to do. That's my goal. So that is going to be exciting for me to just listen and learn and open up my mind to new experiences and new things, right? Because it's more important than it ever has been. So yay, this is exciting.
It really is. It really is. And just absorbing it, like listening actively and absorbing what they're telling us, like not being defensive or whatever, just listening, like actively listening and taking it in and really hearing what they have to say. That's a great goal, by the way. I think we should all adopt that goal. Be better listeners. Yeah. Oh, we could all use that, definitely. Yeah. So for episode 1, we really wanted to introduce ourselves, but who likes to do that? So we decided we're going to introduce one another. That will be fun for us. So you can meet your hosts, Sarah and Jess. We are a lot alike, but we're also very, very different. So how we parent, love, learn, teach, live, unwind, all of these things, we don't always operate literally from the same perspective. It's what keeps our friendship really interesting, though. So we thought, what better way to officially start off this podcast, eek, so exciting, than to explore these similarities and differences a bit more so that you can get to know us too. Jessica, take it away.
Sarah doesn't know what I'm going to say, so that makes it more exciting.
Yeah, this is nerve-wracking.
Yeah. I think it just shows, we always say we know each other really well. We think we do, so this will be a true testament to that. That's true. But this is how I see you from my perspective, so I'm excited to share. So Sarah, formerly known as Pharaoh, now McCrae, is a senior communication lab instructor at a local university here in Cape Breton. And she is the owner and coach at SMR Communication, Speech Made Right, oh my God, Sarah, to say that out loud.
It's wild.
You are a business owner.
Yeah, I feel that is like a fraud, exciting. Kind of. I feel like when you say that, I'm like, am I though? Like, it seems so weird to say, but yeah,
you are.
I am. It's really exciting.
You are a communication expert, and I can say that confidently. That's something I do know for sure.
Thank you.
So if anyone needs some brushing up on their communication skills, which everyone does, there's never an end to this. We're always learning. Reach out to Sarah, and she will.
Thank you for that.
So you're welcome. So Sarah is married to Patty, Patrick. We'll reference all of those.
Saint Patrick.
We can't choose one. She's a busy boy mom of 3. So Bo, who is almost 3. What wild. The heck? End of April. Twin boys, Brooks and Grady, but formerly known as Baby A and Baby B.
2 babies.
It felt like they were Baby A and Baby B for so long, Sarah.
It really did.
They're 7 months now, or they're going to be 7 months April 1st.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
And we found out about them when I was 6 weeks pregnant. So it was like the longest pregnancy of life because we knew so early. So yeah, we did. We knew them as Baby A and Baby B for a really long time.
And now they're here, and they're so sweet.
Thank you.
So Sarah is a gem of a friend, and that's just I mean, I know like when your friends are listening to this, they're going to just be shaking their head up and down and agreeing with everything I say here, but she really is just the kind of friendship you're jealous of if you don't have one like it. And if you don't have one like it, we're here now.
That's right.
So you can
come be our friend.
She's a true cheerleader just for all of your accomplishments. She's a shoulder to lean on for all the hard days, which there have been many since we've got to know one another for many different reasons. A sound mind for all the challenging moments, because in motherhood, oh my God, let me tell you, there is a lot. Just an incredible listener. She's a communication expert, so that's obvious that she would be that. And just when you need a good vent session, she's there. And when I say a good listener, like I really mean she listens. But it's no judgment. She's just there with you and waits until you're actually done to then give her thoughts. I'm the type that will like rush in and like want to interject, but she actually listens and takes it all in and responds in such a way that you feel so comfortable sharing with her and you don't feel, anyway, just all around superb friend.
You're so sweet.
Just
do you have crier
incredible
on that list? Because I'm going to be a puddle over here in a minute.
So a few things that Sarah enjoys. I hope I got these right, because when I was thinking of these, I was like, I hope that this is what it is. But you enjoy a good sparkling water. I know that. You love root beer flavor. You have one right there. Did you try the new pineapple bubbly?
Oh, not yet. I've been trying to get my hands on it.
I can't get my hands on it either.
I've been saying this to a group of our friends on the weekend, and two of them had texted me since, like, I'm at Shoppers. They have it. It's on sale. I'm like, thanks for having my back.
God.
But I didn't get it yet, so I can't wait.
Yeah, so you love your sparkling water, tea with milk. Mm-hmm. You're known to dabble in a blue lobby or two. You got one of those too.
I do.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Red is your wine of choice, but you won't turn your nose up to a glass of white here and there.
No, that would be rude. I would never.
Yeah, of course. A fun fact about Sarah, or secret talent, is Sarah pays an extremely close. She has an extremely good attention to detail. Like it must be hard on you though.
Yeah, it takes a long time to get anything done. Really.
I would think, but that is a talent in my mind, to be like, you just, you're good.
It's a blessing and a
you're
curse.
Just good.
I also feel like my husband, if he's listening, which he better be listening, is probably laughing right now, being like, does she though? Because sometimes if you look around my house,
100% do.
Yeah, in certain areas I do, for sure.
Huge hugger. If you, when COVID's over and we're all vaccinated, if you get a chance to hug Sarah, I would highly recommend it. Highly. She gives the absolute best hugs. Like, I am so jealous of you, Pat.
I miss hugs.
Because you have access to the hugs 24/7. But she hugs you, and it's the embrace, and you feel, if you're having a bad day, like a hug from Sarah can just...
You're so sweet.
...cheer you right up. So I can't wait to have one. I haven't had a Sarah hug in a while.
It's been a while.
You really get in there.
I get in there. I like a good hug. I forget sometimes that people don't like hugs, like some people. So I really have to be more conscious of that. But I'm a hugger. I just am.
Well, there's nothing to make you more conscious of your hugs than a pandemic.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
You can also climb onto a table.
Oh, gosh.
You are so limber.
Oh, no.
Sarah and our friendship began to blossom when we were both pregnant. So just when our friendship started to get good, we couldn't drink, couldn't go out to bars. We could, but it wasn't going to be to the same level that it could be if we weren't pregnant. So when Sarah and I finally got to get together drinking, it was at both of our bachelorette parties.
What a time.
Which, honest to God, we didn't scare one another away, which is so shocking.
I was actually terrified before mine. I remember being like, oh no, Jessica hasn't really seen me in this setting, and this is going to be like the top level of this setting. She may not want to be my friend after this.
All I can remember is I kind of stay close to like your sister And, you know, I was like, okay, she's a mom. I'm going to go with her. And I'm going to just like, she's my safe zone. And all I remember thinking is like sitting on the couch, having a drink. Like this bar had like couches and then there was like whatever. And all of a sudden I'm like looking at you and you're sitting. And then the next moment I look up and you're on the table. And I'm like, how did she do that? You're so limber. You just got right up there.
It must have been,
good for you.
It must have been all that tree swinging earlier in the day warmed me up.
I try to forget that happened. We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, that's another episode.
But okay, so to wrap up, I could talk about Sarah all day long. But if I had to describe her in 3 words, it would be loyal, compassionate, and very passionate. You are passionate about everything you do. Absolutely everything. Your work, your relationships, your friendships, everything. You are just so passionate about in such a good way. And I'm just so blessed to be a friend of yours.
You're so sweet. Well, how do I follow that? I'm going to cry. I don't know. Okay, I'll get it together here. You're so sweet, Jessica. Cheers to that. Cheers
Love
to
ya.
you. Love you. Clink. Okay. Clink. Well, Jessica Burke Levant, I still have you as Jessica Burke on my phone. I know you hate that.
It's okay.
I'm working on it.
I don't hate it. It's fine. I don't hate it.
Jessica Burke Levangie. If Jessica had one goal in life, it would be to save all the children. And it's something I just love so much about her. Wholeheartedly. I've seen her like get emotional when she thinks about the children she can't possibly have anything to do with. Like she just wants to be able to scoop them all up under her wings. And it's just so wonderful to see her in that element. She has such a big heart, is especially interested in like early childhood development and behavioral intervention. And it's no surprise she chose the career paths she did. So Jessica is currently a parent navigator with our local school board here. And if you don't know what that means, a school or a parent navigator assists parents and guardians of students to find and access services and resources in their school or their regional centers now. I was going to say school boards, but that's out of date, I suppose, and our communities. So I am so thankful that you are in our community in this role. It is so important. And for those of you who live in our community, you definitely have lucked out. You've hit the jackpot in this way. So I just can't even imagine how many people you help in the run of a day and how many people are just so thankful to have you in their lives. I know I am. And last summer, Jessica launched her own business, which is so exciting. I remember getting a text from Jessica saying something along the lines that made me think like maybe she was expecting or someone else was pregnant. There was some sort of like secret. I was like, what is it? And she's like, you have to come out. I have to tell you in person. And I thought, oh no, what's happening? And I boomed into her house and looked her in the eyes and was like, Jessica, what's going on? And little did I know you were giving birth to a baby of sorts, but it's your new business. I'm so proud of you. Since the moment you decided to do this, you have been all in, foot on the gas. It's really been inspiring to sit back and watch this unfold. You are absolutely killing it. It's amazing. It's such a motivator. So Jessica owns her own business. It's Jessica Levangie Sleep Consulting. So Jessica has become a certified pediatric sleep consultant and started this business last August or September-ish.
August. Yeah, I launched in August.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
What a ride.
Over half a year ago.
I think I have worked with upwards of like 30 to 40 families.
Jessica.
Yeah.
And my family is
like,
one of them. And my twin boys are sleeping soundly, knock on wood, so they don't hear me, upstairs. And they have been since 6:30 this evening. And that is because we worked with Jessica before the twins were born to remind us some newborn infant sleep. And then when the boys were old enough to start sleep training, she helped us again with the questions. So many questions I had for her. You're incredible at what you do. So we're lucky to have you.
Sarah, you're so sweet.
I mean it. I'm not just pumping your tires here because I'm your friend. That would be my review on your page even if I didn't know you. So I think it's really important work.
It's very kind.
And we're really lucky to have you here and have a person that we can connect with in that way. Jessica is married to her high school sweetheart, Daniel. He refers to our pod recording sessions as his roasting hours. And really, he's partly right.
He's not wrong. He is not wrong. He knows.
God love him.
Yep. He's prepared for it.
You'll learn lots more about Daniel as we go on, I am sure. So Jessica and Daniel are parents to Logan, a sweet, busy 2.5-year-old boy. And Jessica is the ultimate toddler mother. She thrives in Toddler Town. And Toddler Town, if you're not there yet, is like the craziest place you'll ever visit. And most of us are just like hanging on for dear lives, trying not to like burn the place to the ground. And Jessica's like the mayor, being like, this is wonderful. Oh, she's so good. So she's the ultimate toddler mother. And I just love hearing her impressions of this time in life. The way you mother and the way you parent Logan is, again, just so... It's so lovely to see, and it's so inspiring. I just think whether you realized it or not, you were 1,000% made for this role. So Logan is just
Sarah,
so
this
lucky.
Is too much.
No, it's so true. So Jess is the type of friend who shows up, like always shows up. Most of us say we will, and then something happens and we get too cold and don't want to go back outside and we don't show up. Jessica shows up no matter what.
Took her bra off kind of thing.
She supports and encourages you with humor and honesty, a solid dose of both, whether you want it or not. And she just gets it. You're always that supportive friend who just is there for the people who need you to be there. And it's so wonderful. So I'm very, very grateful that I'm one of those people. I love you too. Jessica's favorite drinks, tea with milk as well. Any white wine, but the drier the better. But I think the sweet ones get to you a little bit. So I think the drier the better for you. And if it's summer, it's rosé all day for our girl.
Yes.
A fun fact or secret talent about Jessica, I've heard her sing along to the radio before over the last few years. I noticed she could carry a pretty good tune. But it wasn't until her bachelorette party that I discovered just how talented she really was. The woman can sing Celine Dion and do it justice. And I am not exaggerating. I think my jaw was on the floor.
I did have a bottle of rosé before I did that, though. So
I remember being like, does anyone see what is happening? And everyone else was kind of accustomed to it. So they were like, yeah, Jessica's singing. I'm like, but she's singing well. Like this girl has pipes. You're good.
God, I love Celine Dion.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, God, I love her so much.
You saw her live, did you not?
She is something else. Yeah, I did see her live in Vegas.
Yeah, amazing.
And it's so funny because we were in the nosebleeds where the true fans are. Like, opening song was Open Arms, which isn't her song. It's by The Journey or whatever it is. But it didn't matter. And so the curtains dropped and then opened up like really quickly. And then she was just there.
Amazing.
And I was hyperventilating. And this older woman kept turning around and looking at me. And I just wanted to be like, would you just let me cry in peace?
Just let me enjoy this moment.
Oh my God. It was the most incredible concert of my whole entire life. I'm still not over it. And all I can remember, Daniel just sitting there being like, what the fuck is going on? Like, Jessica is really upset. And he's like, is she sad? Is she like, what is going on?
Is she happy?
That was like the best. Yeah, no, that was epic. I'm going to use that word to describe the Celine Dion concert.
Yeah, well, still girl, you could have hopped up in there and sang some backup for her because you can do it.
I felt the same thing, Sarah.
And I think if you're listening out there, if you stick around long enough, you may just hear a snippet or two of Jessica sing. I don't know if it'll be Celine Dion. It may be another banger. We'll see. But the girl can sing, and you're bound to hear it. She also has a really good spidey sense. So Jessica has a gut you can trust. And she knows how to use it. She knows when to trust it. It's especially a good talent to have in a really good friend. So I'm super glad you have that.
Although I can't have a taco now without getting a hemorrhoid, so I don't know how good my gut is these days.
Well, the intuitive side. More on that in a later episode, though. If I had to describe Jess in 3 words, and if you know me, you know I took some liberties here because when have I ever been able to stick to only 3 words? There's just so many that I could use that are fitting for you. So this was hard. But funny enough, my first word that came to mind, loyal, is the first one I put down. You're loyal. And you are committed. And what I mean is like you're just so dedicated and committed to whatever role it is you assume. So with your friends, with your family, with work, you're so committed. And I've seen it time and time again when you take on new challenges and you take on new roles. you stick to it, and the dedication, the level of dedication, it just makes everyone around you kind of want to level up. So it's so great. And the other word I chose here was raw. And I had funny first, like because your humor comes to mind when I think of you, but I changed it to raw because you are one of the realest people I know, no matter who's around or who's listening or where you are you. You're just so authentic and true to yourself, and you know who you are and you're confident in that. So you're raw, and by raw, I mean funny, honest, and real, because I couldn't just pick 3. Okay. Meet Jess.
I appreciate that. You're so sweet. I appreciate that because a part of me worries in terms of this podcast. Like, how will people perceive me, or how will they take to my personality? Because I am just so much myself, and I'm confident in who I am, and I'm proud of who I am. And so being myself is the only option, and I refuse to go another direction just to please somebody. I just hope it's well received.
It wouldn't work if you did anything else, though.
I know,
like,
right?
That's why we're doing this. Yeah, and if they're out there listening, they'll appreciate it. If they're anything like me, they'll love it. And they'll appreciate you, and I think they'll also be encouraged to be themselves and find confidence in who they are.
I hope.
And question whether or not they change who they are depending on the crowd they're in or whatever. So I think that's a good thing. And my mother would tell you, what other people think about you is none of your business. So don't waste time worrying about that. So
how true.
Mama Pharaoh knows.
Well, I appreciate that. You were so kind. We're a good group. We're a good group.
Yeah,
we're a good team.
duo here.
We got some things going on.
That's the other thing.
Ourselves.
If you go too far into it, I'll just reel you back in. It's all right. That's what we're a team.
Yeah, we're good.
We're a team for a reason here.
So Sarah and I often laugh at how different we are, and how it's funny how our friendship works with how different we are. But that's what we love about ourselves, is that we feel like we're so accepting of one another and everyone, because we just think it takes all kinds of kinds. And, you know, we really truly believe that, and we hope that shows with this podcast. But there are some ways in which we are alike.
There are a few.
So we are Bachelor Nation lifers. Like, although most weeks we complain about the show and about the things, but we still love it. We're here for it.
My husband laughs at me because every week I'm like, I hate this show. And he's like, have you though? It's been 22 years. Like, you're still watching it. Like, I just can't.
It's a guilty pleasure.
And
it's a guilty pleasure.
The first few years where we really became friends, we used to Snapchat through the entire episode, Jessica. It was too much to type. We didn't have time. We would just like record ourselves basically commenting on the show as if we were in the same living room. Hilarious.
And I remember Pat being like, would you two just call one another?
Yeah.
It's like, no, we're Snapchatting. That's what you do.
This is fun. We're cool.
This is what the cool kids are doing.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of cool kids, another way we're alike, we are both boy moms. So we have 4 boys between the two of us, ranging in ages from 6.5 months to almost 3. Yeah, I love being a boy mom too. I think I was destined to be a boy mom. It doesn't surprise me that I'm a boy mom. My joke is I'm a boy mom.
Awesome.
So I can take down the patriarchy from the inside now.
Absolutely.
Training the next generation. So
100%. I don't know what it's like to be a girl mom, but yeah, right. I think boy mom, yeah, it's been a fun role for sure. So you'll learn through this podcast sooner than later that the word golf in itself, I find very triggering, like in a deep way. Like I hear it and I just twitch. Like I'm just like, oh, that word golf, I hate it.
I used to think I hated that word until I met you.
We'll talk about it. We'll get into it, but somehow, some way, we both ended up getting married on golf courses just a few months apart, and it's like, how our husbands swung that one, I have no clue. Daniel golfed 18 holes the morning of our wedding, and it was my idea. I feel like I'm brainwashed.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that, actually.
So I said 9 holes in the morning. You can golf. I think that would be great, I said, anyway, he ended up telling me, I think it was last week, that he golfed 18 holes that morning. Yeah. And it's like, this is the issue I have with Daniel.
I knew that at the time, and was like, as long as you're on time and ready, like, do not play 18 holes. I think I caught him caught up to them when he was past the 9 though. Like he was already into the 18.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, weren't you only supposed to play 9 though?
Well, the limo called me being like, we're here to get your husband to be and the boy. Like, no one's here. Like, no one's ready to go. They were still motherfucking golfing. Anyway, this is like Daniel in a nutshell is the epitome of taking, you give him an inch, he takes a mile.
Right.
Like, that's Daniel in a freaking nutshell. And that's like, I have.
Don't ask for permission,
God, I
beg
need
for
therapy.
forgiveness.
Anyway, moving along.
I would say for any 20-year-olds out there listening, I mean, if there are any 20-year-olds out there listening, ask your future partner if they like golf before deciding how deep you want to go into that relationship.
If they do. Run for the hills,
before you decide on that
friends.
commitment level. I will say, I used to be, we describe ourselves as golf widows because in the summer we just don't see our husbands basically, or at least that's how it used to be. And I used to be the person who was like, who wants to chase a little white ball around a golf course for like 5 hours? That does not sound fun. If I would see it on TV, I would be like, this is so dumb. Like, why are they doing this? It seems like the most frustrating sport in the world. I did not understand it. And like you, they pulled some voodoo magic tricks and I'm brainwashed as well, because now when golf's on TV, I find myself sitting being like, oh, is it going to go in? Like, I'm invested in these golfers.
My God.
And I actually,
I'm not there yet.
I know, I feel kind of weird to admit it, but I actually like playing golf now. I'm one of those weird people chasing the little white ball around the green grass. Like, what? But I don't like...
Well, how else are you going to see your husband
that's
if
true.
you don't play golf?
If you can't beat him, join him.
There you go.
I started to be like, okay, I will do this, but I'm going to hate it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I don't hate it. But I can't play 18. That's way too long. Like 5 hours of your time or 4 hours. There's better things to do. I don't
like
have
9. Time for that.
No, I do like 9 or like 12. There's like 12 holes of
9 is
golf.
good.
I could do that. I mean, it's fun to be
I can't
outside
do
on
the
a golf
bugs.
cart and whatever. But yeah, you don't.
I can't do
that's
bugs.
that doesn't
So I
work well
can't
for you.
golf. It's never going to be a thing.
Fair enough.
And then Daniel's like, you should take up golfing or whatever. And I'm like, well, then when would you golf? Like, you're the hog of all the hobby.
Right.
Anyway, I'm going down a path. I don't want to get cranky.
Okay, let's move on.
So we both prefer tea over coffee.
I don't like coffee. Never did.
No, me either. I don't mind, like, if something's coffee flavored and it's cold, like an iced coffee the odd time or an iced cap.
Right.
But I can't drink coffee hot. Like, no.
Yeah, love the smell. Don't like it. We are both inclusive and welcoming people. We are uncomfortable until you're comfortable. Like at a party or a gathering.
How true.
We will go out of our way to make sure you feel included. If I know someone's uncomfortable when they walk into like a party or what's a party? Remember those? Anyway, if I can sense that they're uncomfortable, I cannot relax. Like I need to make them feel comfortable.
I'm the same way.
But in my
I'm the same
in my attempt to make them comfortable, I'm probably making them more uncomfortable. But anyway, it's just the way we operate. We have to make sure you feel included, you feel welcome.
Can someone invite us to a party?
Yeah, please. Remember
It's
those.
been years. It's been 84
Yeah.
years. We're also typically those people who volunteer to go first while the rest of you are out there avoiding eye contact,
Yeah.
painfully, obviously.
Yeah, you're welcome. We see
Yeah.
we see you and you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Clearly, we think we're the...
It's my turn.
Okay, sorry. Go. Go.
We do really think we're the funniest people we know.
And we love to talk, so hence this podcast being born.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, we both like a good cup of tea, a glass of wine, and a good laugh.
Yeah.
So that's us in a nutshell, how we're alike.
Exactly. And we're bringing that to you. So join us. Grab your tea, grab your wine, beverage of choice, juice box. We don't care. Come
But let's
come
quickly
laugh
go
with
through
us.
how we're different.
Okay.
Let's just get it, just so that people understand, like, no matter what your personality is, you're probably going to vibe with one of us more.
Right.
And we want you to feel that just because even if you're not like us, your personality is going to be respected and welcomed.
Yeah.
So it
And
takes all kinds of
I
kindness. We
think
keep saying that, but it's true.
we're like the epitome of what we're trying to do with this is like just introduce topics and ideas and opinions as topics, ideas, and opinions, not as being right or wrong, just being different. And I think our friendship shows that. Like, we don't necessarily,
Absolutely.
we do things differently, but that doesn't mean I think you're doing them wrong or that I'm doing them right. I just think we do them differently. We do what works for us, what works for our families, etc. So I think we are just big advocates of you can be different, live your life, support others, and just be different. Just choose, just agree to be different, and you don't need to necessarily be right or wrong in context.
Hallelujah.
In most things. And I really do think we'll go through some of these differences kind of rapid fire, but it's probably just the tip of the iceberg. And as we go on in our episodes, and hopefully we record more episodes after this, as this podcast progresses, you'll just learn, I think, through every episode some of the ways that we may be different. So start it off, Jessica.
All right, here we go. So I'm okay to settle on things, and I don't have a need for perfection whatsoever. But Sarah sees a challenge through right until the end and is most satisfied when it's perfect. That's why it's taken us so long, I think, to get this podcast up.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll take the blame for that. I'm working on it. Progress over perfection. I'm working on that. It is hard. But it will never be perfect. So I'm my own worst enemy, really.
I know.
Jessica never had specific life plans. She was more of a see what happens kind of gal, let fate take over. I'm a planner. A good example of this might be our pregnancies.
Yep. That's another day too. We got a lot of stuff.
Got a lot of days. Got a lot of days.
Sarah likes sports and physical activity. Do not put me down for cardio. Do not. I'm not down for cardio.
And the old me loved physical activity. I still love sports, but I'm more of a spectator now than I am a participant.
I've always been a spectator.
But I'll get back there. Jessica is an avid shopper. You like to shop. You're good at shopping. You have a knack for it. I get buyer's remorse over a pack of gum. That is not an over-exaggeration.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's hard. But I mean, there's definitely some positives to that because I overspend.
Yeah, I don't.
So.
I'm not a big shopper. I just don't feel like I'm good at it. And I always feel like I'm not getting the best deal. And that bothers me. So
right.
Takes me I'm an overthinker and it takes me a long time to make a decision. So shopping is
very
stressful.
different that way.
Yeah.
I love a bath. I get a bath every single night, sometimes twice a day. I would bath more than that if time allowed. Sarah likes showers.
Yeah. I can't tell you the last time I got a bath. I could eat pizza for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I love pizza, all kinds of different pizzas. I like different things on my pizzas. I love making pizza. I have not met a pizza I don't like. Jessica doesn't like pizza.
I know. I really don't. And my husband is like you. He's obsessed with it. I know. And I'll eat it. I'm not going to starve. If that's the only thing to eat, I'll have a slice. But I'll never in my life look for a pizza or crave pizza or anything like that.
So interesting. No. Do you not like tomatoes? What is it? It has all the food groups.
I hate tomatoes. I hate red sauce.
Okay. Interesting.
I cannot do red sauce.
Whoa, I never knew that about you.
Mm-hmm.
So spaghetti?
No red sauce.
Huh.
No. I'll eat it, but I would never look for it.
Didn't know.
Video monitors. We both have them. Sarah uses hers to check when needed throughout the evening and night. I have mine on my phone. I have two. I have one on my phone. I check it constantly, whether I'm home or not. When there's babysitter, I have to know what's going on all the times. Plus, I have my monitor by my bed turned up on full blast.
Yeah.
I have issues.
It stresses me out sometimes.
You got them too.
There we go. See? Didn't even take a whole episode.
I'm hoping there's someone out there listening that could help me.
Yeah. One of our future guests may be able to, actually. No. I actually makes me, when we're out to dinner, I'm like, oh, I wish I could look at Bo right now. But then I know I would turn into you and just never be able to turn it off.
Right.
So
no,
can't go down that path.
It's not good. It's not good.
And to come off of that, a similar or relatable one, another way we differ is I was comfortable. I don't know if comfortable is the word. I was comfortable enough to do it, to leave our 7-month-old way back when with grandparents to go on a trip with my husband. And Jessica wasn't comfortable to leave her babe for a sleepover until he was about Jessica?
Two-ish.
Like a few months ago?
Yeah. No. I got issues, like I said.
No, it's just different. I remember that trip. I remember getting to the airport, which we had to drive a few hours to get there, and it was like I was started to experience some sort of anxiousness or like anxiety attack. It wasn't full blown, but it was something. I remember saying to Pat, like, what is this feeling I have in my chest? And I just couldn't stop thinking, like, is Bo okay? What's going on? And then we talked it through, like, he's okay, he's sleeping, he slept there before, it's fine, he doesn't know the time. Like, you know, you had to talk yourself off. But then once we got on the plane and left, I was okay.
I envy that about you. When I found out Sarah was having twins, which was such a fun way, I was like in shock. I was so warm. I remember
never
just being
forget
so warm and hot.
I'll never forget
and
it.
like having to take my sweater off because I was like losing it.
Yeah.
But because if that was me, I would be like, no, I'm not having twins. You're going to have to keep one in there one way or another.
I only ordered one.
But I never worried about you. Like when you told me, I was just more hot and bothered because I was like, oh my God, if that was me, I would not be okay. But I knew that you would thrive in the role and be such a good twin mom, and I never worried about that about you. And you've said that you've always had a weird connection to twins, or like,
yeah,
it's felt even that you maybe were pregnant with twins before you found out.
Yeah, I did. I have always had a weird connection to twins in some way. I mean, I was like a Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen fan growing up, and because of that,
they have the same birthday as me.
They do?
Yes, June 13th.
This makes so much sense now.
I know. I'm obsessed with them too. Full House?
Yeah. Full House. And then like Sister. Like there was lots of twins. And I just...
all their movies.
I thought being a twin, like Grandmother's House We Go. I just thought being a twin would have been super cool. And... I mean, I had a sister who was 4 years older than me, so maybe it's because I was begging that she liked me a little bit more when we were little. We're best friends now, but it took us a while. But yeah, I always had a connection to twins. And then throughout university, like consistently for those 4 years, I babysat twin girls from the time they were 1 until they were 4 or 5. And then I ended up having twins. It's kind of wild. And after the initial shock and logistical stressors... I was really excited. It's still like 2 babies. Mm-hmm. We have 2 babies. I was super
sick. Believe it.
I know. We had an early ultrasound at 6 weeks, and before we went, the night before, had been so sick already, and I thought it was so early. And I said to Pat, "Why am I this sick? Maybe there's 2 of them." And he looked at me and said, "Why would you say that?" And then we just laughed it off. And then sure enough, 12 hours later, we were being told
there's 2 in there.
There's 2 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the first episode of the morning meeting. We hope you enjoyed getting to know us a little bit better. We hope you join us again for the next episode. We look forward to having you at our table for all of our future meetings. Thank you for coming to this week's morning meeting. We are so glad you came and that you joined us around the table.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow us on social media. You can find us at The Morning Meeting on Instagram. You can send us an email to themorningmeeting@gmail.com. And please share with your friends, give us a review, subscribe to our podcast. We will be forever grateful. And again, thank you for sitting at our table. We are so glad you were here.